and this is pushing this menu to this menu as first button. This is only special button we push. Later on, all the buttons will have same structure as we see here. Let's separate it. So this is our button, and here we push it to this menu. So our button is defined by x1, I1, x2, I2, so rectangle. But we can send here some other values with some other information, so it could be a triangle or circle or whatever. And by interpreting those information, we can set another shape. Mostly I would prefer some vertex buffer, but it is not important here. We need simplest buttons that are possible, so this is a rectangle. Then we're sending the picture of this button, picture in case of mouse over, what is happening if the mouse over is executed. So here we store the information if mouse over is executed. It would be important later on, and some part of the code is accessing this. Button text. So in this case we're gonna see on the button play game. Obviously I don't have all the buttons without inscribing them separate names. Yeah, obviously they are drawn in this form, and the play game is just text prompted on the button, so we are not making a separate button for every function. Yeah, this is all the buttons we have. Some are green, some are red, some are special cases like expanding button and minimizing button, yeah, or moving button, which have something like icon on it. But in all other cases we just have a plain button, and this text would be scribed onto it during the rendering process. So we have the function which is executed in case of left click, another on right click. So in this case we have show click info, so this is just info. Carry is used for function to carry some values. I show later on how this kind of button works, if they contain anything. And information. So information is mostly connected to this show click info, and I found much more convenient to do this way at sending separate info than fighting with what I have in carry, because I was using it for gameplay. And all those lines define some values for this button, which are sent here. So they're packed as button as array, and button is pushed to this array. So we focus now on this part. So we are focused on this part. Button size is a definition we're gonna use to define our rectangle, which is a position taken from reference. As we see near here, we are just adding previous button size of Y, which is this one, to position the next button. So all the buttons will be copy paste and just manipulating the size and such a stuff. So we have a reference for X, I, X2 is automatically calculated from button size, so here, multiplied by our scaling factor, and so on. I1 is prompted to I2 plus button size multiplied by the scale factor. So this is the size of our rectangle, which is the button and in which is detection. It is good to choose a sprite, so picture for the for our button that match this size, because it will be very helpful later on to see buttons we are clicking, but they can be invisible, it is not an issue. And those pictures later on are also scaled to by our scale factor in another lookup table. So here we're sending the name of the sprite, but this is not exactly the name of the sprite. This is just a string, so our button doesn't hold reference to the pictures. It only contains a name for lookup table which sprite we like to use. So this can hide some function, as I showed previously in the map menu, that we can tile on mouse over. We can tile all the sprites, or in this case it was a surface, because it must not be a sprite, it could be a surface, it could be whatever we like. So later on we have mouse over picture, which just adding to our string of picture mouse over, but it could be some other sprite or whatever we define. We can just put a string here. This is operational value, which is important later on for functions, to check if it is legal to click this particular button in case we stack too many of them. Later on we have text that will show up on the button, so if we do so, there will be no text, so we're gonna see a clear button. A function that is executed by left click, right click, carry, and so on, and information in case we gonna present by this function. Of course we can copy this function here, put it here, and it will show us info by clicking left. So if we put it under left click, it will work under left click, but we let it be so for now. And all the buttons are copy, paste, and changing values. For example, those buttons have no function at all. They don't do anything, because this one also doesn't have. But this one I'm using now transfer us to map menu, so it will execute some function, which is go to, and it will move us to generating map. It will generate map, and then we can do something on this map. Of course I don't have a gameplay for now, because maps need to be generated and I'm recreating all the process again. So in this case we have buttons that only show some information, some text, and they are just for welcome script. Okay, so we have this menu. Now we go to some more sophisticated menu that, for example, could be a minimap menu. So we go here, we have minimap. Of course all the menus are stored that way in assets, so there are scripts. We go to the, no, not this one, minimap, and in case if the minimap is minimized, so we have structs. We have struct somewhere here when I did menus. It returns some struct. So we have struct that holds some information, because this is mobile menu. So this one we could move with arrows, with those arrows by holding left click, so convenient as in Windows. This obviously need to store somewhere those values. Those values obviously would be would change, so we changing xref and iref by moving it, and in case it is minimized, it is minimized. Yeah, so we refer to information from this struct, menus, minimap, struct. In case you are interested in palette menu, so this is similar struct, but it holds some other things that we need for painting map. Okay, so we are back in our minimap menu. Same way, this menu case if it is minimized, and other case if it is not minimized. So this button here, we see it as minimize, is affecting the value in the struct, which can close menu or open it. And at the end we return this menu. So the process is same. We define some x size, y size, reference. In this case, reference is taken from struct because we can move this menu. Again, we take a scale factor, and in this case, map button scale is a special case in this process, which is scale of our minimap. So if our minimap is bigger, so the menu will grow. So this is minimized version where we have only button to move it. So we can move it by holding left mouse button. And this is the description of the menu, so it doesn't contain any function to execute. Obviously it has a description, so right click is working. And in this case we have what could it be? Oh, this is the map name. So this in this case we return a string which is current map name in the generator. Obviously minimap should be described what word we are looking for. And this is expand button, so obviously this is this one, which can maximize the menu. And in case menu is not minimized, so it is maximized, we are going here and we have same process. We are taking x size, y size, so these are values change in this struct. This is our struct, which have such name, and we are referring to menus. So menus, k minimap, and k minimap x size. Same way reference, so by moving the menu we change those values. Scaling factor, again minimap scale factor, so minimap should stay in the menu by its size. Restrictions, so we are taking those values and we put the restrictions. It is why a menu template is regenerate in every step, because restriction could change if menu is minimized or not, or by some other factor. And here we're pushing the restriction. So now we go to the buttons itself. This time we're gonna have some more sophisticated things in this under these buttons. So this one we've seen, this is a move menu, name of what we have here for menu. So this is a minimap, map name, minimize function this time, and how we move the buttons. So they're side by side. We move next button by the first value of the button size, so they are half size. This is important. They're half size. In this case, it has no picture, no text, because picture is the movement, so those arrows, and we don't need any text to describe it. So next button is positioned by this reference, growing up by the size of the previous button, and so on, and so on, and so on.